Hey guys, Tim here with Geeked Out Gaming Review Group. Going to show you guys a new Kickstarter. It's been on for a few days and maybe a couple of weeks now. And the game is called Alan's Dirt the Game. Basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking either late models or wing sprint cars or little midget quarter sprint cars. The model I have are the wingless sprint cars. And what you're going to be doing is racing around the track and beating your opponents to the finish line. It's a basic, just straight up around the oval dirt track type game. It does have a pits mechanic in it, to where if you get knocked into the pits you have to do certain things that it says. And we'll go ahead and open up the box and show you guys the components and show you how to play. So here you can see we have the box, and it's just a pre-packaged box, and it's got the sticker label on it. And like I said, it is on Kickstarter. So this is what we got as far as this, and it's this big because the board it only folds in half. It's not a quad fold board. And you can see dirtthegame.com, dirt-thegame.com, and a dirt track strategy game. And basically these are the components you get. You have cars that are in here, and then 2 dice, which are a little oversized. So, and the cars came in little plastic baggies. I already took them out of the plastic baggies. But you got little quarter sprint cars with the wingless. But you can also get like cars like late models and stuff like that. It came with a sticker that says "I like dirt," and then it comes with these 2 dice that are a little bit bigger than usual. And then they have the rulebook here, and it's pretty simple. It's, I think, about 6 paragraphs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs, and then it's got their website on the back of it. And it's pretty simple, easy, straightforward game. Let's go ahead and get this over here. Let me pull this out. And this board, it is a very sturdy board. Like if somebody broke into my house, this would become a weapon. It's a really cool board. The original artwork looks like colored pencils, like you just took colored pencils or whatever, and we go. Okay, so in the very beginning of the game, everyone's going to roll the die. Okay, the person that rolls the highest is actually going to start in the last position, position 6. Which, if you guys don't watch dirt track racing, this is actually how it will go. The person that qualified the fastest around the track is actually going to start in the back of the pack. I have watched a lot of dirt racing, and my dad actually used to run little quarter sprint. They're called midgets, quarter midgets is what he ran when he was younger. So I'm really familiar with the dirt era of racing and stuff. And really in dirt racing there's no pit, but for the game, this is a really cool idea for the pit here. I shouldn't say there's no pit. There usually is a pit. So anyways, the second highest would roll, and then he would go to 5, and then we would eventually, whoever rolled the least amount, which would be Snake Eyes, if that was rolled, and I was the orange car, I would get the first position because I am the slowest vehicle. Let me scoot this so you guys can see that better. So this is how it would all start. So that's the game setup. These are all the components you're going to get other than the board. And then this is the time trials part where you roll and you claim your spot depending on how many cards you have. And then the rest of the game is pretty much straightforward. You roll the die, and this is if you're playing with 6 people. I would use if you're playing 1 to 2 people, use 2 die so you can get around the board quicker. Your laps are depicted on what you want to run. You pick how many laps you want to go. There's no set rule saying this many laps. So just for references of showing you how to play the game, we're going to do 1 lap, and I'm going to just go ahead and take the rest of these cars off. We'll actually do 2 people. Okay, so slowest guy goes first. We're going to go ahead and roll 2 die. So that's 5. So this is going to be 1 space, and then 2, 3, and then 4 is going to be pick a groove. Okay, and then 5. And the next person is going to roll, and they get 6. So he can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But he jumped the cushion, so he has to skip his next turn. So then the slow car kind of looks like he's getting ready to draft up, which kind of hard to draft when everybody's sliding sideways like this around the turn. So 5, so he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He loses a turn. Orange is going to go again. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can change lanes. Like if I went 4, I could go 5, change lanes, and then that basically will let me change my groove into the inside corner coming off of the back, off the back stretch, and coming into turn 2, which really I would consider it 2 or 1, 2, 3, 4. I would segment it. Well, let's just say turn 2 because it's 1 sweeping turn. I can either take the chance of rolling enough to get here and hit the sweet spot and roll again and get way ahead, or I may not. So now black card is going to roll because I went twice because he lost a turn. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll say 6, 7 because he's going to try to hit that inside now too. They're both going to go for it. Orange card goes. Oh my. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what? Yeah, 10. So then we're going to go ahead, and the black card's going to go right there behind at 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. He gets to roll again. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's officially just won the 1 lap race. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now let's say if we just kept going, it would just keep going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, slide job. He's got to go out here to the outside. He just got kicked out. Now orange is going to go 3, 1, 2, 3. Black 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and say he's going to go to the inside. He's going to try to undercut orange here. Orange rolls the dice. Oh, only 2. Now it's a chance for black to come back up into the lead. 3. So 1, 2, 3. Orange. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. See what orange does. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See what black does. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He hits the sweet spot. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then that's basically how you play. That would be like a 2-lap race. And it's pretty straightforward. You just roll the dice, move your guys around the board. I think it's kind of a fun, exciting way. It kind of simulates real dirt racing. Like if you pick a groove, you're going to slide out to the outside and slide around the corner like so. Or you're going to hit here and you're going to slide out and possibly hit a wall, whatever. Now I'm going to go into the details about when you are occupying the same space, because that is not allowed. Now, I'm going to read it from the rule book because I don't exactly remember how it went. Oh, here we go. Contact. Right here in the rule book. If a racer in the course of his turn overtakes another racer, he can choose to go around that racer, stop in the spot directly behind that racer, or make contact. So if we're like this, he could come in, he can either stop directly behind, like this, or he can go ahead and he can make that contact. Now what's going to happen is both racers are going to roll the dice. So let's say black rolls as he's coming in. He rolls 10. Orange rolls. Alright, so 10 to 6. If contact is made, both racers will roll the dice. The racer with the highest number must go directly to the pits. So black rolled higher. He's going directly to the pits. So he's at the interspace. The interspace. The racer with the lower number will remain in the spot where contact was made. So orange will get to claim the spot and stay on the board. Now pits, we'll explain the pits now. If a racer lands on the go to pits, which is here, or obviously forced in there, contact roll off. Or loses a contact roll off, which is what we just did. He must go directly to the pits. Do not cross the start finish line. Racers may occupy the same spot while in the pit area. When exiting the pit area, racers may either run the high groove or use the pick a groove spot to choose run the low groove. So basically you would roll the die if you were in the pits. Say you roll 6, you're gonna surpass all this. Now, as a house rule, for these to go into effect, I'm gonna say you can only roll 1 die, because 1, you're running at half speed, you have to run the speed limit in the pit lane, and you can't exceed the speed limit, so you're at half speed. So I would say you would have to roll that, and you would still make it out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're on exit, you can either run high, or you can pick a groove and make it run low. So you can start here and go ahead and exit to this space, or you can exit to this space, and the next turn you can hit this as your first move, and then go around the board. Slide job, if you land on this, if a racer on the slide job space, if a racer lands on the job side space, he must slide up to the high groove. If another racer occupies that spot, contact rules must be followed. So let's say black's in the lead, orange comes out, he's sliding out, he's obviously out of control, and he's starting to clip the black guy, the black car. So it's 8 for orange, 7 for the black, so orange has to go here to the pits, and then it would all repeat itself in the pits that I just explained. And then pick a groove, basically I've already showed you that. If you land on the pick a groove spot, you have to go high or low. There is no traffic in the middle. Basically the reason being is because in dirt racing, the high groove and low groove, there's already ruts there. That's where everybody's running, so it's nicer to put your tires in those ruts. And if you watch, there's actually kind of like a mound there, and then out at the wall there's another mound, so when you're coming around, the tires are going to hit that mound and keep you pushed inside the groove. If you hit this centerpiece, you are going to do exactly what slide job does. You are going to kick out. So this game really simulates a lot of the stuff that we see in dirt racing. I'm not even involved in dirt racing. I've just watched it and I've followed it. One of my favorite drivers is actually a pro rally driver. His name is Ken Block. He's number 43. He does a lot of the Gymkhana videos and created the new Gymkhana thing. And there's actually a game that he did called Dirt, but that's on Xbox 360, PlayStation, stuff like that. But this, yes, it is a simple roll the dice and move around the board, but it is a fantastic simulation. And I mean, if we got 6 cars on here, there would be so much contact going on. I mean, because you're gonna have, you're gonna have guys all over the place. Let's say he's here. And you just got people racing around the track, and you might, heck, you might have this one guy way out here. But if you're out here and you come in and you make contact, alright, you're making contact here in space 1, and you lose, you don't get to go to progress the next lap. You got to come back to pit lane at the interspace. Okay, so while this guy gets to go whoop, lap 2, you're still stuck on lap 1. He's gonna come all the way around. You know, that was a little sloppy. Come around, clean it up. You're a lap down. You're down a lap. Now, basically, how you keep track of laps, the way we do it is I have handy dandy side dice from my Pathfinder, and I use a D20 because 1, I don't know anybody that wants to run a 20-lap game, and 2, if we do want to run it all the way up to 20 laps, we can be like, okay, so whoever's in the lead would be in control of this die, because it would just make sense. So we would just use the D20, and you can either, what we sometimes do is we'll roll this, and we'll depict on whether we're going to run how many laps or whatever, or you can roll the D6 and like, we're going to do a 4-lap race. You can do it like that. And if you're playing with 6 people and you're only going to use 1 die, you could use one of the die to mark however, or you could just do it on a scrap piece of paper, which that's what it says in the rule book. But for other options, you can obviously use other dice. You know, you guys are inventive. You know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys my conclusion, and that will be it. All right, so that's how you play. All right, guys. So my thoughts on Dirt is that the game is a fantastic replication of real dirt racing. That gives you that actual feel that you're going around the track, and that you know that you're actually making contact with other people and whatnot. And the trials where you roll off in the very beginning, and you if you roll high, you start in the back. That's exactly how dirt racing goes. If you're the fastest qualifier, then you're going to start in the back of the pack because you have the advantage of the fastest vehicle on the dirt. Either that or you're just the most skilled. It is a fairly easy game, simple. It's not a whole lot of strategy or anything. It's roll the dice and move your guy. The only thing you're really strategizing is whether you're going to go inside or outside when you go to pick a groove, and then also at what point should you change lanes, before or after, or if you want to make contacts from someone to the pit lane. Some kind of variance, but not a whole lot of complexity, which I don't think the game was meant to be complex. I think it is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a simple roll the dice type game, easy for everyone to play, and you really, if you just rolled the dice and move the pawn like we thought we were supposed to, and the rule book says, you really don't need to read all of the rule book. You pretty much figure it out. The only thing that you do outside of the rule book is, well, not outside of the rule book, but outside of rolling the dice and moving your pawn would be the contact. That's in the rule book. I meant outside of just rolling the dice and moving. The whole contact is the only thing that's like a variant that you need to remember. So not a whole lot to memorize and remember, because everything's marked on the board. Like if you hit a certain space, it tells you that you go to pit lane or whatever. You clip the wall, and so all that. But as long as you remember how to do the contact, the whole game is learned. And you can probably learn the game in less than 5 minutes. You can probably teach young children, people that don't game at all. You know, it's a well-rounded game for everyone to play. You know, it's probably one of those games that's like a warm-up type deal. You know, if everybody's talking and mingling and kind of whatever, you can throw this on the table and be like, hey, let's just play this while we're talking, and then you know, go on to a deeper game after playing a little bit of Dirt. And I don't know really any of my buddies that would not like this game. I mean, it's a really cool idea, and it's different, and it's nice to get away from the deep games and your hard thinking games, and you know, it's nice to just be able to roll the dice and move your guy around the board and not have a lot of going on. Although there's a lot of ways to screw your neighbor. You could come up behind, do a little bump drafting, and I think that this idea would be fantastic if he was to do a asphalt type, where you can do, instead of, the contact would still be there, but you could do bump drafting. You could basically a bump draft is when one car is behind another and you keep bumping the guy in front of you, and eventually if you hit him just right and you roll, it would obviously be a roll for this type of a game, but like if you hit him just right, air gets up underneath the rear of the car and it makes it lose traction and it slides out. Usually you'll do that either entering or exiting a turn. You won't want to do it in a turn because then you're probably going to take yourself out too. This is also a fun game for people that don't watch auto racing. You know, they don't watch dirt racing or anything, and this game could change your mind to start watching it because it simulates it so well that it could possibly make you think, oh, I want to watch dirt racing. The reason I liked it and it got my attention is because I watch dirt racing as much as I can. I haven't a lot lately, but yeah, it's okay. But like I follow a rally driver named Ken Block, and then I follow Tanner Faust. No, most of you know Travis Pastrana. He's does the dirt bikes and stuff, but he's also doing rallycross and everything with Tanner Faust and all the other guys. If you guys just look up Ken Block, look up Gymkhana. Now that's Gymkhana, Gymkhana, and he's got like a ton of videos. He actually did a whole video in San Francisco where he just like floors it going down Golden Gate Bridge, and they actually section the city off to do certain scenes. And they do have a how it's made, whatever. But if you go back to like way back when he was running a Subaru with the bug-eyed headlights, that was really awesome. And you know, and then he does it again with I think he does it again with a different car, another Subaru. But he runs the same exact line and hits all the same points. He's just perfect when he drives. You know, he'll scrape his bumper on the wall, but he did it both times when he ran it, and it was probably 5 years in between the two. Don't quote me on that, I'm not for sure, I haven't seen the videos and I don't remember how far apart they were. But he also, I know I'm going on a tangent about talking about Ken Block, but he's also my favorite driver because he is co-owners of DC Shoes with Rob Dyrdek. So if a lot of you guys don't know Rob Dyrdek, he does the ridiculousness and he does the, well, that's what he does now. He does not do Rob and Big because Big had a kid and he went on to do the child thing, and Rob's still doing ridiculousness as far as I know. But yeah, I mean and I also like this game because now I can talk about the rally drivers that I like. If you guys get a chance, you can look up Tanner Faust. He does a video with a Scion TC, which is obviously not stock, it's roll cage, and the body is actually, I think, just a shell on top of the roll cage and everything. And he's an awesome driver too. I think Tanner Faust is the best out there. Ken Block is my favorite, but I have to say Tanner Faust is the best at driving. When the guy that did the Hot Wheels jump, that was Tanner Faust. Where he took the truck, jumped it off the Hot Wheels ramp, Tanner Faust was actually the driver. It was like a big secret, nobody knew who it was, and it was Tanner Faust. It was like a really big deal. And I think they might have done that here in Indy. Something with Tanner Faust. I don't know if that was the Hot Wheels jump, but they did something here at the Indy 500 or something, and he was driving, so that was kind of cool. Anna was actually working that track when, you know, because she was an EMT. She's like, yeah, I saw him, but I didn't realize that was who that was, which she didn't know who Tanner Faust was. She doesn't follow rally racing. But it's kind of cool to watch those guys. And then this game, another guy that runs dirt cars is Tony Stewart, if you didn't know that. He actually started here in Indy when he started his career, and he does some late model dirt racing. So Tony Stewart. So you know that you can relate that to this game because you can get the late models. You can get the little late model cars for this, and the quality of the game, like the board and everything, is awesome. And there's just a lot of stuff that I could keep going on about this game. Because I'm just, I love dirt racing so much. I could just keep talking about this and talking about who does dirt racing and some backgrounds of some drivers. But I will go ahead and cut myself off before I turn this into like a 3-hour video or longer, talking about dirt racing. Those are my thoughts. This game is amazing. You guys should definitely back it. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's only got a few days left, I think. I think we're still in double digits as far as days. But I consider that a few. I know that Kickstarters usually only have 30 days, but I'll say a few days just so I don't have a number and be wrong. But yeah, so I'm Tim. This is Geeked Up Gaming Review Group, and this is Alan's Dirt the Game.
How